All right, so this is very surprising. Ryan Garcia's promoter, the Golden Boy, Oscar, I do believe, De La Hoya, he says that Ryan Garcia can't make 140 pounds, which I know some of you already knew that. But he says fights he wants to see include Ryan Garcia versus Jaron Boots Ennis. Wow. Now, leave it to your boy Ego, the trendsetter of boxing, the best in the business, and it's not even close. As of me recording the video that you guys are now listening to, I haven't heard anybody making any content regarding this. But again, leave it to your boy Ego. I think it's interesting, and I'm surprised that more people now, after I brought awareness to it and brought light to this, I'm sure people will then make videos about it and talk about it because the boy Ego talked about it. But Oscar offering up Ryan Garcia versus Jaron Boots Ennis is something that I didn't really have on my bingo card for 2024. To me, listen, this is no shade to Ryan Garcia, but I rate Jaron Boots Ennis, and I think that's a insanely dangerous fight for Ryan Garcia. But we'll listen to what was said, and I will give you my thoughts. Stay tuned in this video. Let's get set up. Roll the clip.
To be made. I think realistically, Terrence Crawford, Vergil Ortiz are modern,
Hagler,
yeah, exactly, of today's era.
But seems to me that Crawford doesn't seem that they bring the bang for the buck. They don't bring the eyeballs. They don't bring the pay-per-view vibes. They don't bring the butts in the seat.
Right. Tank Davis is a star.
When Ryan get his situation worked out, who would you like to see Ryan fight?
At 147, I wouldn't mind watching him against Teofimo Lopez. I wouldn't mind watching him against, wow, there's so many fighters. Boots Ennis.
You want to see him against Boots?
Why not? Let's make the great fights. Vergil Ortiz.
Wow.
That'll be great. There's a lot of fighters out there.
They are.
What? Boots Ennis.
You want to see him against Boots?
Why not? Let's make the great fights. Vergil Ortiz.
Wow.
That'll be great. There's a lot of fighters out there.
They are.
Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. Man, you can make so many fights.
No, I don't think. It seems to me Crawford is hell bent on fighting Canelo, and he's willing to go up to 168 to do it. Because I don't believe Canelo can drop down to 160. He's been at that 168, 175. Right. He probably walks around. What does Canelo walk around at? 185, 190?
90, easy, 200, easy.
So
he's a thick kid.
Yeah. So to come all the way down to, he's not coming back down to 160.
He's not. That's a far-fetched type of fight,
right,
to be made. I think realistically, Terrence Crawford, Vergil Ortiz, Boots Ennis, those are modern,
Hagler,
yeah, exactly, of today's era.
But
boom. So he's saying that is a fight he would like to see for Ryan Garcia. Wow. Now, here's the thing. Oscar De La Hoya is a former fighter, but he's a current promoter. So you can't always trust what a promoter is telling you, in my opinion. Seeing is believing. When I see ring walks and money being spent on flyers and press conferences, then that's when I'm sold. Other than that, people can say whatever they want. But he did put it on wax. He did put it out there. Currently, Ryan Garcia is suspended, so he won't be fighting anybody until at least April 2025. So there's that. But in this particular video, Oscar De La Hoya had another statement that he had made that I think is interesting. He was being asked about a rematch with Tank, and he goes on to say that basically Ryan Garcia ain't making 140 no more. In his honest opinion, he thinks Ryan is done at 140. So he basically said 140, and I'm just paraphrasing because you guys could listen to it, but he basically said Ryan will fight at 145 or up, wherever that is. So 145, 146, 147, 54, something like that. Now, I've always talked about this on my channel. This new generation is, I don't want to just say lazy, but possibly lazy, lacks discipline. You can make so much money. So it's just times are different, right? Back in the day, you had fighters who they were fighting multiple times per month. Now you can make so much money in boxing where fighters are living like high on the hog, and they're making so much money. Like you're making 32 million. You might not want to fight for the rest of the year. You might take the whole year off, right? And I think for those reasons, among others, you got fighters who were just like way too big and crunching down to the little weight classes and then possibly lacking discipline. So long term, they can't stay at these divisions that they're fighting at for any length of time, which is absurd. Ryan just last year fought Tank at 136, and then now he can't make 140. He literally brought up a guy at Oscar Duarte. That was his comeback after the Tank loss. And then he fought Devin Haney and didn't even make the weight. He didn't even make 140 for the Haney fight, paid the penalty or whatnot. And now it's already being said that he can't make the weight. And then we're hearing that Devin Haney himself may move up to 47. So I think that's crazy. But the danger is moving through these weight classes for guys. They're not spending, at least Devin Haney, if he moves up, and Ryan Garcia, you didn't really spend much time at all, neither guy, at 140 pounds. So you didn't prove that you were the best. Ryan has never been a champion. Devin is undefeated based on the technicality, right? But in terms of the actual fight, Ryan beat him, right? He did test positive for Osterine. But Ryan has never been a champion. Devin was a brand new champion. And I just feel like they haven't done all the work at 140. So if they now are moving up, you didn't even clear out 140. There's a lot of great fighters that you didn't fight. Richardson Hitchens and Liam Paros and Pitbull Cruzes and El Rayos and Subriel Matias, like Gary Antoine Russell, Puello, Sandor Martin. There's a lot of work. Teofimo Lopez, a lot of work at 140. So it is what it is, but they're saying he can't make the weight anymore. And from the looks of things, from recent pictures I've seen of both Ryan and Devin, and that's crazy, is if you just think about what I'm saying. Two separate fighters, two separate careers, and both of them move up in weight from the previous weight. They were making 135 for several fights, but potentially now, after two fights, they can't even make the division they just got to. Crazy. But again, now the downside is this. Welterweight is normally a glamour division, but no longer is that the case. Jaron Ennis, Barrios, Stanionis, those are probably your top dogs. Keith Thurman, he's just been super inactive. I don't know if he can even make 47. Errol Crawford, they moved up to 54 or plan on moving up. So really the guy to beat is Jaron Boots Ennis. You also have like people like Brian Norman, who's just became a champion, things like that. So De La Hoya, with him saying Boots Ennis, I have doubts because I think that's just such a dangerous fight. Even the Virgil Ortiz fight, he mentioned Virgil Ortiz, but that's 2 Golden Boy fighters, so that means a Golden Boy fighter has to lose. So Oscar is popping it and saying it, but he's going to have to show me that. But I think amongst the fans, there will be pressure. You can't go to 47 currently and not mention Jaron Boots Ennis, who's looking like the top dog. So I would love to see the fight. Ryan Garcia says Boots sucks, and he's taking shots at Boots. So make the fight. I would love to see it. I would pay for it. I'll watch the fight. I'll cover it, whatever. But now with Oscar De La Hoya putting this on wax, it adds more pressure. Ryan Garcia is currently suspended. I cannot wait until we see what the next fight is for Devin Haney and also Ryan Garcia. I think this is going to be very important to watch. And the other reason is these are guys that have been branded, if you will. Jaron Ennis, him fighting David Avanesians and guys like Karen again, it just does nothing for him. But fighting a big name fight, you can draw some attention to that and get people to tune in and make purchases and buy seats to it, because that's where boxing is at. It's not just about belts. It's about butts in the seats. Let me know what you guys think of the potential for Ryan Garcia versus Jaron Boots Ennis. Crazy, crazy, crazy.